to create or place water valves, let's go ahead and draw out a water valve. And the water valve is usually drawn like a little bow tie, usually maybe a little bit bigger than the size of the text. I'm not sure exactly what size, but as long as it looks good. So I'm just going to draw myself a little line for now. Like I said, maybe about the size of the text, maybe a little bit bigger. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy this line over here. And then you just draw it like a little bow tie from here to here and from here to here. And of course, you do want to make sure you put it on the right layer. Okay, so before I place them, well, you know what, I'm gonna scale it down just a little bit, but there's really nothing right or wrong about it. I'm just gonna make it a little bit smaller. Okay, um, I'm gonna put this over here off to the side for now, and then I'm gonna copy this one because I'm gonna rotate. In this case, I want it to be aligned with the roadway, since everything's in an X and Y direction for this subdivision in particular. These two will be fine, so I'm just gonna go ahead and copy and place my valve. Okay, so where do you usually place them? From what I remember, right at these bends, you usually place one almost at every bend. And what you're trying to do is you're trying to place them where you can actually, because these are valves, so it shuts off water. So you place them in locations where you can shut off water in case you need to service something. Like, let's say there's a water line rupture here, they can just shut off the water here and then shut off the water here. Now I'm going to place it at this location, and then that way it just really interrupts service for these areas versus not having any water lines at all, any valves. You could potentially interrupt service for a lot of people. So you try to minimize that. So I'm going to place the valve here. Let me think. I guess I'm thinking I might place a valve here, and then that way if I shut it off here and here, but then we still have service here. I think I'm just gonna add another valve here, but then I think that's really all I need. Or I could have placed one here, because that way I can shut off this one and this one to just interrupt service just here. Well, I guess I'll just place it here. So, there's actually a science to where these go, but you just want to kind of, like I said, place them in a location that if you were to shut them off to do a repair, it would only minimally interrupt people. And I've never seen them like in the middle. For the most part, they're closer to intersections or bends. So let's see. So if I close this one here, I could probably just put one here. And to not interrupt service here, I think I'm going to place another one there, but then that'll be this one. And then right here. That way I can just shut off this one and then maybe these three, and then the water still continues in all these other locations. Do I have too many here? I don't think I do. And I don't need one here because I could potentially turn these off in this one, and that we can service this area here. So here, let me see. I'm gonna place another one. Should I place it here or both? If I have it here, I could probably just place it here. And then I would need another one either here or here so that I can turn off this water here. So I could probably just, that should take care of this one. And then up here, I really just would need one. Since I already have this little symbol, I can just draw this one in right there. And that really takes care of all the water valves. Because this one, I can shut off this area, I can shut these two off and then work on this area. These three to work on this area. So yeah, that's kind of, from what I remember, how you do these layouts for those water valves. And it's just those simple little symbols. And that's pretty much understood as a water valve. Okay. Um, Another step you can probably take, and again, there's things that you're going to have to do. You can maybe start making a little legend, um, where you can probably erase this guy and just place some text. What's the height of this text? If it's 1 to 50 and I want to make it L80, the text height would be 50 times 0.08 would be 4. So I can call it water, all caps, valve. Okay, there we go. Because remember, I'm taking the text of 0.08, that's usually the size of the text that you're using the symbols, times 50. So then that way, it's not really 0.08, it ends up being 4, because 0.08 times 50 is 4. And then, we can probably put this on the text layer, C annotation text or something, and I guess I'm not sure what you're using for text. Looks like everything's under layer 0, so we can just put it in layer 0. Usually you want to create a layer, but that, again, those are all the things that you can still do additionally. So you can start making it look a little bit nicer. We can probably even do another one for a manhole. Right here, water valve, and then we can call that one sewer manhole. And you can start making yourself a little legend. Sewer manhole. Text needs to be wider. Okay, and of course, this is going to stay in model space. And then don't forget that if for whatever reason you can, if I were to go over here and copy this text here and place it in paper space, then it's going to be way bigger because here it's 1-to-1. So we go paste, Control V. You notice again that it's really, really big because it's 1-to-1 in this case. So I could place it here, but then I'll have to scale it in reference from 50 down to 1. And then it's the same size as this other text, or at least I thought so. Yeah, well, this is 0.08. What size is this text? It's pretty big, 0.2. Yeah, typical text is 0.08. You can kind of see más o menos, but it's about the size of these, and even this text is a little bit bigger. So yeah, 0.08. So we probably need to scale this one down a little bit. But nonetheless, that's what we can do. And like I said, you can go over here and start making yourself a little legend. Put a box around it and just call it legend. Still in the sewer layer, and that's why I'm getting that funky line type. See layer, and then make that 0. So I went layer 0, and then nearest, copy, call it legend. Or make yourself a little legend for your utility plan.